What's up, YouTubers? This is your boy Big Metro Fan 12 coming to you with another video game review, and this time I'm reviewing the game Who Framed Roger Rabbit, which was released on the Nintendo Game Boy by Capcom. Now there is the NES version of Who Framed Roger Rabbit, which was made by LJN, but in this review, it really won't have any relevance to the review of the Game Boy version in terms of the fact that the gameplay and graphics are different. Plus, you don't play as Eddie Valiant in the Game Boy version. You play as Roger Rabbit. Now, of course, this game, like the NES version, is based off of the movie Who Framed Roger Rabbit. You know what I'm saying? Now, pretty much the plot of the game is that Marvin Acme wanted Roger Rabbit to take his deed to Jessica Rabbit, and he wanted Roger to get his will from her. You know what I'm saying? But Judge Doom pretty much sent his goons, which are the Weasels, to kill Marvin Acme, and it ended up happening right in front of Roger Rabbit. And when Roger Rabbit went to the club to meet up with Jessica, the Weasels ended up kidnapping her. So Roger Rabbit is on a mission to save Toontown from Judge Doom, you know what I'm saying, all that, and solve Marvin Acme's murder and get Jessica Rabbit back, you know what I'm saying. So there's three things, of course, you have to do, you know what I'm saying. Now, you pretty much, like I said earlier, you play as Roger Rabbit, and throughout the course of the game, you pretty much get help from Eddie Valiant. He'll tell you what you need to do as you progress throughout the game. You know what I'm saying? You may need, like, he might ask you to get a specific item to catch with them, like weasels, for example, and all that. But there's a lot of things that you will do through the course of the game. You know what I'm saying? Now, Who Framed Roger Rabbit for Game Boy has pretty much 6 stages in it, and when each stage is called a scene. You know what I'm saying? And you had to do a specific thing to progress to the next stage. Now, the only bosses in the game are the Weasels and Judge Doom himself. Now, the Weasels pretty much consist of the Weasels are Stupid, Greasy, Psycho, and Smarty. You know what I'm saying? So pretty much you're talking about a total of 5 bosses altogether. Now, you see, like, the regular enemies are pretty much clones of the 4 Weasels. You know what I'm saying? I think it's like mainly Smarty. You know what I'm saying? And the best thing to do is to avoid them as much as possible. You know what I'm saying? And if you get, by the time you get armed with a boxing glove, I still say avoid them unless you need to do so by using the boxing glove. You know. Now, there are 2 weapons that you get throughout the course of the game, which are the boxing glove in the box and a toon gun. You know what I'm saying? Now, the best way to progress through this particular game is to talk to specific people in the town, because they'll tell you what you pretty much need to do from an overall standpoint. You know, now the main item that you get is carrots. You know what I'm saying? Because they will pretty much restore his health and all that. You know what I'm saying? And pretty much it depends. It's not a lot of carrots in abundance. You know what I'm saying? But you have to know where all the carrots are, just in case you get hit or whatever. You know, gotta know where they are to get to those spots as quickly as possible. You know, so you just mainly have to remember where they are. You know. Now, as far as the graphics and level design of the game, they're okay. You know what I'm saying, but they're not as good as, say, Super Mario Land or Wario Land 3, Super Mario Land. You know. Now, the controls and gameplay are easily the best parts of this particular game. You know what I'm saying? And as far as using the boxing glove and toon gun, they're not hard to use. Just know who pretty much is pretty much responsive. You know what I'm saying? From overall standpoint, you don't have to worry about any glitches or anything like that when you try to use the boxing glove or the tool gun. Another thing about the tool gun is that reserve the ammo for that too. Now the soundtrack, to me, it comes off as more annoying than anything else, and to me, it's not as good as other Game Boy titles like Super Mario Land, Tetris, other games like that. You know what I'm saying? I would say that this particular version of Who Framed Roger Rabbit is actually better than the NES version of Who Framed Roger Rabbit. You know, it's not as hard as the NES version for sure. And even though I don't prefer the soundtrack to the Game Boy version, it still comes off as better than the NES version. You know, now in my opinion, the NES version should have been handled by Capcom instead of LJN as far as the rights are concerned. You know what I'm saying? But overall, Who Framed Roger Rabbit for the Game Boy is a pretty decent game. You know what I'm saying? I would recommend it to anyone who is pretty much interested in it. You know what I'm saying? As far as the score, I definitely give it a 5 out of 10. It's just more mediocre. You know what I'm saying? With that being said, if you play Who Framed Roger Rabbit on the Game Boy, you can mention it in the comments section. If you prefer it over the NES version, you can also mention that. If you think it's worse than the NES version, you can also mention that. With that being said, if you like this video, don't hesitate to click the thumbs up button. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell notification button too for updates as far as further uploads. You know. With that being said, this is your boy Big Metro Fan 12 signing off.